I want to talk about how I actually made more money during the pandemic than I ever have before. And a lot of it was because of the pandemic, and a lot of it was because of the inflation too. The inflation actually caused me to make more money, which I'll go over in a minute. But I'd be lying though if I said that I did it on purpose or that happened because I was so smart or because I predicted the market or anything like that. It wasn't like that at all. I got lucky, but a lot of it though is because I was willing to take risks and willing to kind of act against what most people are doing, or willing to act like against the herd. I was kind of doing things when other people are scared. And so basically I have a small fleet of rental cars, and I'd rent them out on Turo. But actually the very first car that I bought, the second rental that it went on, it got in an accident. It was about $4,000 worth of damage, which is a pretty small accident. But so the second rental, and then it set the car back from being rented out because I had to fix it, wait for it to be fixed first before I could rent it out again. And then while it was being fixed, the lockdown started. So basically right when I'm trying to start up this rental car thing, from the very beginning, the lockdown started. The prices of rental cars, or the prices of like rentals just tanked. They went way down. I had to set the prices like super low to get it rented out. Wasn't really making much money. But actually what I did while the market was still low and before things locked up is I just started using all the money I could get to just buy up more cars. And I was actually lucky enough to get unemployment too. With all the unemployment I got, I just started buying up rental cars with it. Well, I think a lot of people were wasting the unemployment money that they got. I actually heard that that sales from like luxury stuff like Louis Vuitton bags and just stupid shit like that, we had like the highest sales of that kind of stuff ever. It was because people were getting the stimulus check money. Like it just boggles my mind. People do the dumbest shit with money ever. But what I was doing, instead of wasting my money on just junk or luxury stuff, was buying assets with it. And I had no idea if it was going to work out or not. I wasn't really making that much profit from the first car I had on there. The rental market sucked. When I bought a few more cars, I was using my credit card even to help me get the cars going. And because of the pandemic, it was easy to put like loan payments on hold. So the only debt I had was my student loan payments, and I put that on hold for a bit to just help me use more of my money to put into the business. And I actually got a loan from my uncle too, a little bit of money, and I wanted to get a loan from him because I knew that he wouldn't care how long I took to pay it back, and there wouldn't be any interest on the loan, so it was very safe. I was scared to use any debt for the business at the time, especially since I didn't know what I was doing yet. Didn't know the future, anything about this pandemic thing. But if you guys aren't familiar with what happened with the rental market and the car market, so I believe I got up to 4 cars by the end of the year. I bought a 5th at one point, but I can't remember if it was before the lockdown ended or no, it was after, because the price of that car was higher. But yeah, if you're not familiar with what happened with the rental car market, right when the lockdown ended and stuff opened back up, people were allowed to travel again, the rental car market went crazy. The price of rental cars went through the roof. Obviously, honestly, I think I could have set my prices a lot higher too. I was new to the business, didn't really know how to set the prices or what I was doing, but anyway, I raised them up and made way more money. And what happened, why the market did that is because during the pandemic, rental car companies were selling off a lot of their fleet because the market was so slow. So big like Hertz and Enterprise and all of them were selling their fleets off. And then when everything opened back up and the demand skyrocketed for rental cars, people were traveling again. Well, there was that chip shortage thing, and it was hard to get new cars. So there was a huge shortage of cars in the rental car marketplace. And then the price of cars skyrocketed too. So the cars you bought, you had to pay way more money for. So what happened is I just started making a lot of money. Those first 2 years after stuff opened back up, I made a lot of money. The marketplace was just really, really inflated. And then the third year, or fourth year, maybe it was, 2023, the marketplace slowed down again. It went like probably back to normal, or maybe a bit slower than normal, which I wasn't really ready for. I was just into this, and I figured that was kind of how the normal market was. But again, I got lucky because all those cars that I bought 4 cars before everything got locked down, or before stuff opened back up again. Anyway, I bought 3 of them when everything was still locked down. But what happened was the price of cars skyrocketed. So in 2023, my cars started getting accidents. They started to get totaled, and the insurance companies pay you out for the price of the whole car when they get totaled. And the price of cheaper cars, like the ones I was getting, like 10, 12-year-old cars, reliable cars, those types of cars basically doubled in value. And they're still pretty much at the same value. Like, yeah, the price of newer cars and stuff is slowly coming down, but the price of like a Honda Civic, like a 10, 12-year-old Honda Civic, the prices of those, I don't think they've went down at all. Maybe slightly, but the prices are like 80% or like double what they used to be. So I started making all this money when my cars got wrecked. And even normally I'll make money when the cars get wrecked because I buy my cars off of Craigslist private party. I usually try to get pretty good deals on them, buy them for a bit cheaper than they're going for. And then when the insurance company pays you, they pay you out for the price of what it would cost to get the car at a dealership on average. And car prices at dealerships are much higher than they are with private party sales, like I'm buying them off Craigslist. And they also pay you for the dealer fees and the sales tax. And the sales tax where I live is insane. It's 10.75%. So if they value a car at $10,000, I'm getting almost $1,100 on top of that just for the sales tax, which is crazy. So yeah, I made a bunch of money because of the inflation and because of the pandemic. And you know, I'm not like rich or anything, but compared to what I'd accomplished previously in my life, this is by far the business that finally was able to make a business that I really liked. I was able to start traveling because I had enough money. Finally, I felt like I actually had money in my life. Well, I still do. I feel like I have money in my life. And it was all because I was willing to kind of act and take a risk when other people are scared. Like, you read books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, or books about investing, you study Warren Buffett. All these people that are very good at making money, they make the most money during recessions. They make money when other people are scared. It's like the 2008 the housing market crash. You know, when everyone else is buying stuff, the people that aren't good with money, they're overpaying for these houses. They're getting loans, getting into debt that they shouldn't have gotten into. And then when everything crashes, the banks are too scared to give out loans. People are scared to buy houses. Normal people don't have money. But the people that are good with money, know how to make money, they know that now the price of houses is way below their actual value. They know that the price is going to come back up to normal in a few years. So people that were buying up real estate after that housing market crash built a ton of wealth. And I believe that's how Robert Kiyosaki, and I think his wife too, from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, that was how they actually began making like their real net worth, their real fortune, was off of that crash. So, you know, if you want to set up like a business, if you want to live a life that's different from how the average person lives, you have to do things that the average person is not willing to do. You can't just follow the herd. You have to take risks. You have to act even when you're scared. And then, you know, you can set up your life to where, you know, I'm up here on a Tuesday, I think it is, at 1 in the afternoon. It's beautiful up here. There are horses grazing down yonder. I'm just hiking up here for fun, making this video for fun. And yeah, because I was willing to do this stuff, and to be honest, I've been just kind of trying to set up a business and do this my entire life. I'm 36 now, and I finally did it with a business that I do really like. But actually, now that the business is doing good, I really know what I'm doing. I've been doing this Turo thing for 4 years, and actually it took me like 4 years how to figure out how to really make it work good and get these long-term rentals and make more money. But now that I figured this all out, I'm actually selling my business. I'm selling all my cars now, and I'm actually coming out with more money than I thought. I was able to sell my cars for more money than I thought. Had a little bit of debt, a little bit of loans for cars that I use for the business, that I use those to make more money. Now I paid those all off, and I'm just gonna walk away with a bunch of cash basically, and I'm gonna moving to a foreign country in about a month. And if you want to know why I'm quitting this business now that I finally have a successful business, well, you're gonna have to watch my next video.